Welcome to the video, everyone. My name is Dylan Reed and I'm the founder of the FBA Elite Academy. So I teach people how to sell on Amazon UK, and in this video I'm going to be sharing some of my top secrets with you guys. So I believe there are three main reasons why people fail when selling on Amazon, and I'm going to share those reasons with you guys. So whether you're a beginner or whether you're selling on Amazon, stay tuned till the end. Make sure that you hit that like button and you're subscribed so you don't miss videos like this. And we're going to jump straight into this video. Welcome to the video, guys. So in this video I want to show you how to basically quadruple your sales on Amazon. If you are currently selling and you're selling well, then this video is still going to be applicable to you, and hopefully you'll be able to make some improvements, guys, in some sort of ways. If you are struggling to make sales and you can't understand why, then I'm going to show you, hopefully, in this video why that is, right? And this is, through my experience, I have a lot of exposure to Amazon sellers, hundreds of students who have come through my academy. I speak to students who are doing fantastically well, making £10,000 in sales plus per month. I also speak to students who are doing not as well. Now, the students who are doing worse, I often have little involvement with them. They don't utilize the mentorship program very well, and I eventually see a listing that they've sent me, right? And they say, Dill, what have I done wrong? And the main sort of, I suppose, overarching theme of what I want to sort of touch on here is mediocrity, right? Being mediocre in any regard on Amazon will get you nowhere. And we're going to look at some examples on this page now, and I'm going to break it down for you guys a little bit more about what I mean when I'm talking about this. But basically, we want to be the best of the best. And I had a call with someone yesterday who's generating 5 figures a month, the student of the Elite Academy, 5 figures a month, right? And that student has done the absolute opposite of being mediocre, right? They have done everything down to a T. They followed the course. They've used my mentorship. They've done very, very well. Granted, there's improvements always that can be made, but what I explained, and I explained it in a short call I had yesterday as well, was that there's 4 tiers of sellers, right? Imagine this as a 4-tier system. You've got a tier 1 system, which is a listing that's very, very poor, right? The imagery is poor. They've got less than 3.5-star review rating. The written text is poorly written. You typically might see this with Chinese sellers where the English may be substandard. That would be the bottom tier of the 4. Now, if you launch a product in that tier, it's going to fail, okay? And it's going to fail miserably. And you guys, and the same with myself, right? I don't want to lose money. When we're investing in, products to sell on Amazon, we don't want to lose money. We want to make sure that this works, right? And then we've got a second tier. Now, that second tier is someone who has put effort in, but again, it's middle of the road, right? It's the sort of product that you're going to get, and the odd sale flowing in here and there. But again, essentially, the point of the whole venture is that you don't want to have just 1 or 2 sales floating in now and again. We want consistent sales velocity flowing in. So that would be tier 2. Now, tier 3 is a well-optimized, well-put-together, well-thought-out listing with a launch strategy. Now, those products tend to make it up to the first page. And if we look at, for example, typically, I think we're on the first page here, we look at these products, right? Most of them would fall into this tier. And again, if we look at using Helium 10, guys, which is some software, there's a link below if you want to check it out. I've got a discount as well. Very, very accurate software with UK data will tell us the revenue figures that these sellers are doing per month. And again, I like to shoot for 30% minimum profit margin. So we're gonna assume that they are using that basis, because if you're not, then you're silly. If you've got a 5% profit margin, we're not doing retail arbitrage here, guys. We're doing private label. So if we look at these sellers, right? 3.5k, nearly £6,000 in revenue. We've got 5 figures across the board on the first page. And that's because these sellers fall into that, third tier, right, that I was telling you about. They've optimized, they put effort into their imagery, their review rating is high, they've got tactics in place to get reviews, etc. Now, The fourth tier, and what I want to really touch on here, and just give you examples, is the tier where you are one above, or you're a level above the rest, guys. Now, I'm speaking to this student about this, and this is what my whole academy focuses around, and that is being exceptionally good. You've added value, you've differentiated, and your listing offers something completely different to all of the others on the page, as well as satisfying everything that I mentioned in tier 3, which is the one underneath, which, you know, you will do well. If you sell a product that's very good, it looks awesome, everything's great, it's on the first page, you'll make sales. But if you want to be extraordinary and really make an impact and you know, generate a real passive income from this, which is, again, if you guys don't know me, this is what I do full time. I do my Amazon videos. I've got a private label business. I've got a personal brand. I work through lots of affiliate sites. So lots of different things going on. But I make that effort. And, you know, if we look at an example, guys, right? So we looked at this first page. They're doing 5K, you know, 6K a month in revenue, some listings, right? And if we have a look at this first listing, so you've got 72 reviews, guys, 72 reviews. And this is probably one of them that was up there with the 5 figures. The listing quality is exceptional. They've broken it down. We've got infographics here, again, in moving in here, infographics, an action shot of how it looks when they're actually on the bike, more infographics, and again, it's fantastic. The listing's put together well. They've got over 4.5 reviews. Realistically, you're never going to maintain 5 out of 5, guys. Go and check Amazon Alexa. Even they have got negative reviews. They come, it happens, right? But this listing, and we'll just see what we're looking, it's doing 6K in revenue. Now, that's because it's at the top, right? It's at the top. They've worked hard, and they will have some differentiating factor. You know, it's anti-slip, shock absorbing, all these terms that they've used. They're very selective terms, right? That, you know, they are solving a problem. People want to have gloves that don't slip and they absorb shock when they're, you know, juddering along. Now, if we shoot down, guys, and I don't want to move too quickly here, but we move down to the mediocre level, right? I'm jumping from a top tier right the way down to a tier that, you know, is at the bottom end of the spectrum, so to speak. So what are we on? We're on page 3. Now, I did see a listing here. So if we look at this listing, guys, right? Now, so guys, that we jumped down the page there. So an example. So we're going to move down mediocre listing, and mediocre listings are going to result in mediocre results, right? If not, you know, poor results, very, very poor. So if we look at this listing, and now this is all down, guys, to having a solid plan and strategy in place to make sure that you don't end up with a listing like this. And if we look at an example from a student I had, I'm not going to say what niche or what category it was in, but they sent me a listing that was similar, of a similar standard to this, and said, Dill, I can't understand why I'm not getting any sales. First thing that popped into my head was, well, you definitely haven't watched the course in its entirety then, because you haven't applied what's been said. But if we look at the forefront of this listing is generating, I believe, £6.99 a month. So let's take a minute and let's put our hands together for this listing that it's not doing very well. So whoever sells this, I feel for you. So if we have a look at it, you can tell straight away from it. Firstly, imagery being one key optimization point of a listing. The images are crap. They probably used a light box. They have not put any effort to it, guys. What were we talking about? Infographics. We were talking about features and details, benefits, all of these things. Like, first of all, where are their arms? They just seem to have just chopped their. It just looks like I'm buying 2 hands in a pair of gloves. Like, if this product came and didn't have a pair of hands in it, I'd be disappointed. That's probably why they've got 3 out of 5 reviews. But no, seriously, guys, there's a reason why this is doing so poorly, right? They've got variations, but they put no effort in their listing. They've got no reviews, and they've got lower than 4 stars. Statistically, 60% of buyers would not buy a product that is lower than 4.5 out of 5 stars. So think about that, guys. According to, I can't remember what the source of that stat was, but it was from a reputable, credible source. 60% of people won't buy. Now that's a hell of a lot of sales, right? 60% is a big old chunk of your sales that you're missing out on from having a listing with a lower than 4.5 star review. So we can see that here. Now I've looked through their keywords; they don't make sense. And again, there is a very poorly put together product description, which actually looked like it had been copied from someone else, and they were using someone else's brand name in there, which can get you suspended. Also, customer images. We're looking at this straight away. Does that look? I suppose there are variations. Still, I jumped to conclusions there, but we can see from the listing it's poor. Now, what I want to emphasize massively to you guys with those 4 tiers is you have to fall into the top tier listing level. That listing that I showed you that's doing 6K, the only difference between those 2 listings on the forefront here is that they have put an extremely high amount of effort into their imagery, their infographics, their rendering, their branding. And branding is key, something I focus on a lot in my videos, into their keywords and their reviews. Now, those are that's the recipe for success in this niche. I believe you can compete, and I emphasize this on my course. You can compete in competitive niches, guys, as long as you fall into that top tier, or certainly the 3rd tier, but definitely the top. But mediocrity is the trap that people fall into. And I'll be honest, guys, and I've done it in the past. When I first started and I launched, I was lazy, right? And I cut corners, I tried to do things cheaply, and I put things together, and products won't sell. You won't gain that initial momentum, through your PPC campaign that you've launched to get that product ranked on page 1. You won't gain that momentum, and the product will just disappear into the stratosphere. A little rhyme there. And it's just something to think about, guys, right? And I really want to focus on that. We've got 3 fundamental sort of pillars to Amazon FBA. We've got sales velocity, which is the volume of sales that you have at an amount of time that helps your ranking. You've got customer satisfaction, which comes in the form of reviews, which helps your ranking. And you've also got conversion rate with your PPC campaigns, and also the click-through rate to the conversion rate, which also helps your ranking. Now, we all want to rank for our keywords. Longer tail keywords, in my opinion, are often ones to go after. It's better to have a bigger slice of a smaller pie than a small slice of a massive pie when you're competing for extremely competitive keywords and spending loads of money on them. I make tweaks to my campaigns, and it has a tremendous difference just from, really using Helium 10, using their keyword tool Magnet, filtering those keywords and doing it properly, guys. There's so much to this, guys. Honestly, I could do a video and I could talk for about, I would say, a month. I'm going to throw it out there that I could go 1 month solid with a little break for food and maybe a bit of sleep. I could go a month solid talking about how you need to structure your approach and how you need to absolutely grasp the fundamentals of every different facet of this model to have a profitable product. Now, this listing is an example on page 1 that shows that you don't need to have 1,000 reviews to compete and do well. This listing is doing 6K a month in revenue, let's say 30% margin. They're making 2K a month in profit from that product. Again, I'm making an informed assumption there, and that is crazy money, right? That's more than I was making as a full-time teacher, right? When I was doing my supply work, shooting around in the car all day, all around the place, teaching kids how to do things. Now I'm here teaching you guys. But, 72 reviews, and they're competing with listings with 623 reviews. Listings that have got 300 reviews, 552 reviews. This listing is a prime example of how you can, really launch a product, and you don't need to have a crazy review count. But again, they've hit the fundamentals, guys. The fundamentals are there, and it's really grasping that. And I do harp on about this a lot, and it's something that I look at in depth within our academy and when we're all networking together in the mastermind group, that mediocre effort will lead to mediocre results. And I want students to always fall into that top tier, and I want to help you guys and give you guys, information like this and looking at products to really help you understand and really ascertain how to do that. And one sort of tip I'm going to give you guys, and there's lots of things that drive sales, and it could be here all day talking about them, but one little tip for reviews, guys, that I've been seeing recently, we've got follow-up email sequences. Unfortunately, we've got that opt-out, pain in the ass at the moment, that's stopping lots of emails go through. We mainly have just got that. We've got the early review program, Amazon Vine program, lots of other ways that you can try and get reviews. There's grey areas like review groups that I can't tell you guys to do. Need to be safe what we do, right? But one effective way, especially if you have a repeat purchase item, right? So if you're selling something that people buy over and over again, let's say you're selling milk thistle, right? So people buy milk thistle and then they need more milk thistle when they've taken all their milk thistle, right? So when that happens, product inserts that offer a discount code that diverts the customer to Instagram is a grey area, right? You're not actually allowed to, in a follow-up email, offer an existing customer a discount. So you can't email a customer a month later after they've purchased and say, hey, thanks very much for your purchase. No mention of a review. Just say to them, here's a discount code for our next product. It's prohibited because apparently it's a manipulation of BSR, according to Amazon, which I think is a little BS, but it's what they say. But what you can do, because their bots pick that up through the email sequences, a bot is a little bot that travels around everyone's messages and picks out all the bad stuff. So you have a warning, right? I had a performance notification a long time ago for that. But product inserts inside of your packaging, especially for repeat purchase items, that basically divert that customer away from Amazon, which is kind of against the rules. But again, you can word things very cleverly that you just come and visit my page to check out my new products, and we will offer you a 25% discount on your next purchase. And to redeem that, drop us a message on Instagram, send me a DM, slide into the DM. And I have seen through students doing this, and I've got students myself. I'm actually not doing this myself, and it's something that I've been trying to get my supplier to be able to do for a long time, but she's hopeless. So we do some other things, which I won't mention now, but I mentioned in the course. But lots of students that do it. And you have a lot of people, right? Because people don't want to bother leaving reviews. Who cares, right? You buy something, it's good. It's what you hope it's going to be. You might not make the effort to review. But if you have a little slip that says, here's 30% off your next milk thistle, right? You're thinking, hey, I'm going to buy this in a month. So great. Drop them in an Instagram message or a Facebook message to your page. You need a page. And you can then offer them a discount, right? You're still within terms of service-ish. And you don't offer them a discount in exchange for a review in case they grass you in. We don't like grasses. In case they grass you in, you just offer them a discount. Now, then when they buy the product, you message them through Instagram because you've got their contact now and say, hey, how was the product? Do you mind leaving me an honest review? And because you've gone to the effort of giving them that discount, it works very well. And I've seen review rates get up to about 7%, guys, which is crazy numbers, right? 7 out of 100 purchases reviewing is like gold dust for people. Email sequences, you can expect like 1%, 1 to 2. Incorporating lots of different things helps a lot. But main point of this message, guys, is the 3 pillars, right, that drive sales. The 3 pillars that I mentioned, I won't go over again. The 4 tiers of sellers. The course focuses on the top tier. You can fall into the second tier. The bottom 2, you will fail. And we've looked at an example here of why. Please, if you are looking to start this, guys, this venture, really put the effort in, right? Focus all of your energy on every single part of your listing, whether it's keyword optimization, keyword research, imagery, infographics, reviews, tactics to get reviews, placement of keywords. There's so much to consider, right? And the way that I put it, I think it's simple, but it's not easy. Some people say, well, they mean the same thing. What I mean is the process, right? I think the process, if you have a process in front of you and it's, it's written out and you know what you're doing fundamentally, i.e., let's say you have, and again, this isn't me promoting the academy here, but if you have a mapped out system, if the process is simple, but it isn't easy to do. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes work, right? This listing that's doing 6K a month, right? That listing didn't just slap those photos up with their iPhone and hope for the best. They might have spent a month or 2 months getting that listing ready and up and running and optimized, but now they've got a full-time income from it. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're based in China and they've just shipped them over to the UK here. And guys, we all know I'm seeing extraordinary results from students at the moment, making 5 figures a month in revenue, profits being very healthy every single month, new launches. And again, if you're in my mastermind group, well done. People who are posting, the 10K Elites club is growing rapidly. We are helping people build online Amazon businesses to have more free time, more money to be able to spend with friends, family, and do what you want. I've been doing it for 2 years full time, and I still believe in this business model 1000%. There's a lot that goes into it. I hope I didn't rant too long on that video. I probably did. But guys, we've got, again, we've got a 50% discount below. If you did want to consider, have a little look, even just have a browse, see what you think. If you're serious about this, hardest part is taking action, go for it. I've also got some free training below to give you guys even more information. And also you can use my channel. If you want to look at this ugly face for a little bit longer, you can you can watch some more of my videos which teach you guys how it all works. But I hope you found the video useful. Always email me, info@Amazon Supremacy. Let me know if I missed anything, guys, in the comments below. Please comment below. Let me know if I missed anything and any ideas for the next topic. Make sure you're subscribed with those notifications turned on, and I will see you guys in the next one.